I'll start. Hi John, how are you doing?
Hi Christoph.
It's been a busy day. We've been in London for a conference, indeed. I missed your presentation yesterday. I apologize, I was abroad. So could you please share a bit at least of the social media strategy at AIB?
Yes, it's very much in its infancy. I suppose we became aware of social media in a serious way probably about 12 months ago. A lot of skepticism about where was it going to be. Could it be a business thing, or was this just a fad and would go away? Very much our research companies, our ad agencies, our own awareness from the online business and industry, we could just see the kind of growth that was happening. So very much when we got presentations of the exponential growth that we saw in places like Facebook and LinkedIn, we just said this is just a media you can't ignore. A lot of concern about it because basically lack of control. You don't own the message anymore, you don't know where it's going to go.
Indeed.
So I suppose when we talked to senior management, they were kind of, as I call it, schizophrenic, in that basically they could see the volume of people. You get excited about such activity and you say, yes, there must be opportunity, but equally the fear was huge. So people said, we just can't go here, it's too risky, it's too dangerous. From a brand point of view and from IT security. So a lot of people had concerns.
Of course. How did you address them? Because you decided then to start where it made sense and where people were already interacting, am I right?
Yeah, we tried to identify what were the risks, where were they, and could we mitigate them. So we went onto Facebook.
Yes.
We only post between 12 hours a day, so we do post moderation.
Okay.
We built in some hard filters, so we took things out, including at one point in time even some of the names of the company, so that if their names are coming up, we could look at it and see what's going on.
Did you publish a moderation some kind of moderation guidelines?
Yes, there was guidelines to users to say basically certain things wouldn't be tolerated and they would be removed.
Makes sense.
We actually went with students, which sounded risky in one way, but it was low risk in that basically these people were actually already in social media. You weren't having to sell them social media. So we were saying, let's go and meet them where they're meeting, which is on social, and that was a challenge. So the risk was low in terms of they were already there, so you had a good chance of success. Also, some risks in that basically they're probably the ones who are going to probably attack you if they want to do so. But what's interesting is that basically they actually behave quite adultly in this space, and we've only actually had to withdraw 6 posts.
Out of?
Hundreds.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So it's very, very small.
Yeah, it's very small. Yeah.
And they weren't that bad, just they
didn't fit
so we took
the guidelines.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of the initiative again? Can you take us through
We wanted to integrate it with our normal student campaign. Every September, students register for college. They start in universities. So we would normally have a normal media campaign. We'd also have in branches and we'd have on campus. So we built this piece to sit in the strategy. So basically, it was really around customer acquisition, to open more student accounts, because long-term value of a student is high. So that was our strategy. Did it work? Overall, the campaign had 20% increase in accounts opened. I'm not saying online, the social media accounted for all of that, but certainly I believe it was a contributor. And we drove activity through our Facebook page, through golden tickets, promotions, giveaways, prizes, and we have 20,000 users. Our target was kind of 5,000, but we didn't know. We just didn't know what was right. So 5 was probably too low. 20,000, we're pretty happy with that. So it's a good outcome.
That's a very good point, actually. It's quite difficult to predict a decent level of success, so it's a live and learn exercise. Yeah. Social media is anything but campaigns, ideally. So it's more long-term engagement. Do you plan to still interact with that target audience throughout the year?
Absolutely. One of the key other like a spin-off, which we hadn't thought of at the start, was that basically we got these customers to actually buy into the fact that we can now email them for marketing of our conversations. So because they've now chosen this media, they are open to this conversation. So now it's always been difficult to stay in touch with students because they move flat, they move college, they move on.
Tricky.
So now we have an email address. So now we can actually continue to engage with them through email and through the site itself. So yes, hopefully it's going to help us long-term engage these customers beyond just the account opening piece.
You're applying some kind of permission marketing thanks to social media and among students, basically. So it's very clever, yeah. So what's next? Social media strategy? Do you have anything you could share?
This is very much, well, what we're keen to look at is doing something in the whole SME space, particularly in Ireland, where the government are very keen to support SME business. They want banks to lend to them. So we need to find new ways of engaging, particularly with very, very small SMEs and for startups.
Totally.
So that's something that we like to do, and looking at maybe LinkedIn or some closed communities in the short term. love to do some things like webinars and podcasts in the agri-business, for example.
Exactly. I was about to say that you've got great expertise in that area. So do you plan to give more exposure to your experts, actually, people who understand the business and the needs of the small business?
Them that this is the way to do it. I think they're quite happy going to presentations where they meet people face to face, all uncomfortable in the social media space. So I think this is an education. But we have rich content. It's now let's use it in the media that actually can use it more effectively. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's a huge opportunity. We talked about it during the panel a bit. Yeah. It's a tremendous opportunity for the companies which decide to invest a bit more time. And those small businesses, they're keen again to get more visibility online and drive more business through the online channel.
You know, we have a lot of content there for business channels, but it's very, very hard to find it to trawl through the site. It's just too difficult. So we can actually start having online communities, online conversations, people who've done it, and they will actually share among themselves. So very often your customers can help other customers who want to start businesses. So
it's a good dynamic.
We don't know where it's going to go, but hopefully they'll say we're a positive facilitator of small business.
You increase the propensity of work with you on the business level. That's one of the goals of social, actually. Twitter?
Didn't go there. Okay. Initially, we didn't go with one of the issues with that was that basically the shortening of URLs, and that was seen as a security risk. But our IT guys are now saying that we'll shorten our own URLs. Don't let Twitter do it for you. So that we were just concerned with phishing.
So you are doing it because some companies are doing it in the US as well. Yeah, Citi is doing it.
We haven't done it yet, but our IT community now realise they have to fit the social media world, not it fit us, you know.
No, exactly, it's quite clever, yeah. Okay, so I'm eager to see what you're going to do on Twitter then, or contribute to that strategy. John, thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Mr.
We'll keep in touch, and I'll cover some of your initiatives in the future then on Visible Banking.
Excellent.